Hey super friends, Jake here from the Brave and the Boys, and today we have an exciting video for you. We are going to do a little deep dive into DC's brand new compact editions. Now these are very exciting. Now you guys know I love me some absolutes. I want my book in the largest format possible. But lately, I've been enjoying being able to read downstairs on the couch a little bit better, and these compact editions seem like a super accessible way for new comic book fans and old comic book fans alike to enjoy stories they love in a compact travel size. So the first two, the only two that have come out so far, are Watchmen and Court of Owls. So you know I own these books in a lot of other formats, so I'm going to start by talking to you about what makes the compact edition special, comparing it to other sizes, and then I'll let you know which ones I think are worth picking up that are coming out later. So before we get started, go ahead and smash that like button, click subscribe, comment down below what kind of videos you'd like to see next, and let's dive in.
Deep within a bleak and dismal swamp, hidden beneath its murky waters, lies the headquarters of the most sinister villains of all time, the Legion of Doom.
So up first, I think we should answer the big question. What is the reason behind the DC Compact Editions? Who are they for? What's the reason? So it's pretty apparent to all of us when you go into a bookstore or a Target or a Walmart how massive the manga section is in comparison to whatever collected edition section they may or may not have. It's crazy. And I think one of the reasons is because manga has so many mass-produced formats that are more cost effective. It seems easier to jump into. There's no it's pretty clear which manga you're supposed to read, and versus DC, there's like so many different Batman runs and so many different Superman runs, so it can be intimidating. So I think these are to take a bite out of that manga audience. So here you can see an Absolute Edition, which is kind of the largest and grandest format. This is for the ultra collector. A trade paperback, which is going to be the same dimensions as a regular comic book. So a standard comic book or trade paperback printed in the original size is about roughly 6.6 inches by like 10.25. That's what you see here. But the compact editions are 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. But what's cool about these versus a lot of those accessible manga titles I'm talking about are they're printed in color, which is amazing. I love that they didn't cut corners on this. And these things are cheap. When an Absolute could cost you about $100 to $150, these compact editions are $9.99. If these had existed when I was a kid or when I was a broke high school student, I would have been all over these. And another thing that makes them so special is they are printing the cream of the crop, sort of like those evergreen DC tales that, anyone could dive into. So Watchmen, you don't need 60 years of continuity to get Watchmen. Court of Owls, it was on my vote for an evergreen Batman book, a Batman book for any new reader. You can just jump in. So these are super accessible, super compact, full color, and a super cost-effective way that I'm excited. Because at the end of the day, as much as I love absolutes and I want to own every absolute, what I want more is everybody to read comics. And if this helps one more student read comics for the first time, I'm excited. And that's an absolute win, because then maybe they seek out the Absolute Edition in the future. So next up, I want to read some of the upcoming waves that are coming out. So what's cool about these is every few weeks they're dropping one or two. So wave 1 was Watchmen and Court of Owls, probably two of the most classic DC stories that you could ever think of. In wave 2, which comes out in July 2nd, we have All-Star Superman, like the definitive Superman story, and Far Sector. Now, I haven't read Far Sector, but it's got some amazing awards and it's supposed to be incredible, so that's also awesome. Then August 6th, we have Batman Hush, like the most definitive Batman story. And if you want to see my other top 10 Batman stories, you can watch that video here. So August 6th, we're doing Batman Hush and Wonder Woman Earth 1. Earth 1 I haven't read, but I've read a lot of the Earth 1 books. Earth 1, Wonder Woman was, I think, Grant Morrison. And I heard it's a little weird. Would have been, honestly, I'd sub that out. I want a compact edition of Wonder Woman Dead Earth. That's a book every new reader should read. And then we have September 3rd, 2024. We have Harley Quinn and the Gotham City Sirens. So that's pretty good. And Joker. I hate Joker, but I have the Absolute edition. Oh well. And then the last wave that we have is October 1st. We have American Vampire Book 1 and Catwoman Trial of the Catwoman. That is the Darwin Cook, Ed Brubaker stuff. Amazing. I recommend the Omni. But again, if you don't have the dosh for an Omni, if you don't have the space or it's too big, get the compact edition. These are super accessible. I'm going to be picking them up, and I just am so excited that they came out with a cost-effective way. So what we're going to do now is we're going to switch to that classic comic book YouTuber top-down shot. We're going to compare some of the pages on the compact edition to the trade paperback so you guys can see the coloring, how the words look, and then we'll jump into our outro. But super exciting. I do want to say, though, we are doing a giveaway. So comment down below what compact edition you guys want to see DC come out with, and you'll be entered to win both Watchmen compact and Court of Owls. So let's jump into the overhead shot and look at that art. So up first, we're going to look at the Watchmen compact edition. And if you want to see all the crazy formats Watchmen comes in, you can watch Jordan break that video down here. Now, what I have to say, of course, this is going to be the first compact edition that they come out with Watchmen, but it is one that struggles a little bit because Watchmen is dense. It is a text-heavy book, and there's newspaper articles and things like that. So as you can see here, there's a lot of text, and that text is pretty tiny, but it is still legible. There is, some gutter loss, but the thing that you're going to see, and I hope it, captures, is the colors is not as rich. So if you look here, I think the colors are better on the trade paperback. They look a little more washed out. And the book does not stay closed on its own. So here you can see it kind of does, it flaps back. There is definitely, there's some gutter loss, not a ton, but it really comes into play though when there's newspaper articles or things of that nature that you have to read and the text is kind of small. Like when you get to Hollis Mason's book, let me skip ahead to that portion. So when you get to things like this with like Hollis Mason's book, I feel like this really excels in a larger format. This text is pretty small versus over here. See the text and the images and things like that, because like that's the thing is it's not just an image. You have to look at the background of that thing in there. Every image in Watchmen is so layered and so important, and getting it in a bigger size really does make a difference. And let's jump ahead a lot more. Now when you're looking at the end on the trade paperback version, you get here, it's going to recommend some other Alan Moore books like Promethea and then League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but no extras. You're going to get a ton more extras on things like the deluxe edition or the Absolute. And then obviously you're not going to get much extras here. You just get some other Alan Moore books. And if you want to watch a video on top 10 Alan Moore books, you can watch that here. And it's going to show some of the other DC books like V for Vendetta, Superman Red Sun. Red Sun would be a cool compact edition. So would V for Vendetta. Human Target's good, but I would not recommend that as a compact edition. Here you can see Far Sector, All-Star. And here's that last wave of compact editions. So no extras. Let's jump into Court of Owls. I think Court of Owls works better as a compact edition, and we'll go from there. Now let's dive into this book here. So it is going to give you both the cover and the black and white cover, which is included in the trade paperback also. So that was a nice touch. And I'll just flip through a little bit and show you guys. Again, even you got to be like dead smack halfway in for it to lay open. And even then it's not lay opening flat. That sounds weird to say. It's not opening flat. So this book is cool. It's less dense than Watchmen, so I think it works a little bit better. There's less text. And honestly, this is still cool. One thing that I'll say, though, is there's a part early in this book. Here you have Batman as he's wandering through the labyrinth trying to find the Court of Owls. And he gets drugged. And what you see is as he's lost in the labyrinth, oh no, it turns sideways. So then you actually have to physically flip the book and go here And this is cool, but honestly, this and the Absolute is just, I think, way more immersive. If you want to watch us break down the Absolute, you can watch that video here. So, I mean, it's still cool. And you know, I'm glad that they put the pages in the right order, but, you know, definitely not my favorite way to read that portion of it. But honestly, pretty cool. Let's jump to the end and see if there's any extras. Oh, that's cool. You're actually going to get a little cover gallery. So that is honestly way higher than my expectations. It is definitely a cover gallery. And then more Batman books. If you want to watch a video, I already did that. So Batman Year One, that'd be a good compact edition. Ego, Long Halloween, all of those could be compact editions. Black Mirror, which just became a deluxe edition. So these are more by Scott Snyder and more compact editions. And yeah, guys, that's going to bring this to an end. Let's jump into my final thoughts. And guys, that's going to bring this video to a close. This was a lot of fun. It was so cool getting to see these stories that I love in a new format. DC has some other new formats coming out this year, and you know I'll do a video about them. And I just want to thank you all so much. We just hit 4,000 subscribers. This is a dream come true for Jordan and I. You guys are the best friends in the world, and we couldn't do any of this without you. I want to give you guys a reminder. We have a Discord link down below. We just did our second book club. It was Hellboy. I loved it. And I want to thank Omnibus Cafe for announcing Jordan and I as their YouTuber of the month. So that was a lot of fun. You guys are amazing. Keep reading and stay brave.